Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Success Insight podcast. Our guest today is Andrée Martin. And you know, when Andrée is on the Success Insight podcast, we are queuing up for another episode of Mindset Monday. Now, Andrée is your leadership, mindset, and golf performance coach. She is an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, and a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame, recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace. Andrée works with individuals, groups, corporate or organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance the professional success of aspiring executives. Andrée, welcome back to another episode of Mindset Monday.
Thank you, Howard. Always good to be back here with you.
Fantastic. Now, you know, we are in the middle of February, just past Valentine's Day. I don't know much about that holiday, but back in the Midwest and down through the central core of the country, we have snow and ice. And here in Las Vegas, it's been a warm, sunny day. How's things going in Maine?
Oh, you wise guy. We just had a lot of nice ice, snow, slush, and more ice with snow to come.
Oh, my God.
A lovely day.
Oh my God. You know, I had a friend that used to go skiing up in the Northeast, and the difference between it, say like in Utah, Colorado, was ice skiing versus powder skiing.
You know what? You learn how to carve those edges beautifully when you're up there skiing on beautiful Maine snow, and the mountains got snow.
Yeah.
I'm more along the coastline where we hit the ice and rain.
Oh,
so
gosh.
It's all good. Sure is beautiful out there. I know you've got a great outdoor program that you're getting ready to launch. The pictures out here are just incredible.
Well, I cannot wait to see some of those pictures when we and have you on one of those episodes on the outdoor series. So looking forward to that.
I look forward to it.
Fantastic. So what's on our agenda today for Mindset Monday?
Well, today is the 7 keys to win the game. And I am fresh off of my man Brady winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There were so many firsts on that event. I have to share. This is a little sidebar, but for the audience, as a woman in business, I was so excited to see our first female fighter pilot flyby, our first female coach, first female referee. Brady was the oldest quarterback in history.
Wow.
First home team to host the Super Bowl and win.
That's a lot of firsts.
The 7 keys to win the game.
Okay.
Brady knows how.
Definitely.
So the 7 keys are, first one is fundamentals, good systems in place, and solid practice. The second one is know your competition. Third one is focus creates mastery. Fourth is health, fitness, and energy levels to win. 5th one is master the power of mindset. This is Mindset Mondays. Mindset's is a big part of this whole piece.
Yes.
And the 6th one is anticipate well with attention to detail. And then finally, great coaching creates champions to win.
Fantastic. So I know we're going to circle back to these.
We are definitely circling back to these. And so let's start with fundamentals, good systems in place, and solid practice. And this will be near and dear to your heart, Howard, when we flip back into the business side of things. But I know for me, if with every student, I don't care if they're a tour level player, scratch player, or a brand new golfer, it's all about going back to the fundamentals. Good businesses also are going to have solid systems in place, whether it's in client acquisition, client fulfillment, or client retention. All good businesses, it's all about that retention and the 80-20 principle. You've got to build a successful, scalable, consistent business. And that really builds in that solid practice. The second one is knowing the competition. And that says itself. When you know your competition, you know how to brand yourself uniquely and differently and set yourself apart. It also helps you anticipate so that you're in the winning position to acquire, retain, and really help your clients win. The third one is all about focus creating mastery. When people say they're serious about a sport, some people are serious about their businesses, but we really do live in a world of dabblers.
Yeah, shiny object, folks.
You got it. And it's easy to lose focus at any sign of resistance. And it's about, okay, when resistance hits, do you go to what you're best at, or are you trying all these other new things, right? You and I have even talked about that in making sure we are delivering the best we can here on Mindset Mondays,
right,
where it's focused on the listener and what they're receiving, so that it's what they need and want, so they can keep enhancing how they're performing in their own golf games and business. So Brady was the master at figuring out let me flip back. I go back to Belichick days. I know he's now with Tampa Bay, but Brady was an average guy when they pulled him out, and he was like in the 6th draft. So he was considered an average guy. I guess you could consider me an average pro, but I've really focused on excelling women in golf. I was one of the first 3 women managers. So I knew I had to be twice as good at what I did to succeed. Brady just stayed focused on the one thing he was great at, and that was being a great quarterback over and over and over, everything. And he got great at breaking everything down and really successfully and analyzing and repeating, rinsing and repeating over and over again. We can go into detail. Each one of these segments could be a Mindset Monday in and of itself. But I want to go into lesson number 4, and that is health, fitness, and energy levels. He's the consummate athlete. He's always focusing on his diet and how that affects his health performance, and his fitness levels and how that affects his performance, both in practice and in the game. You think of companies that have done well, the well-being of their employees. They've got many of them have lunch service, meal service. They bring in catered healthy meals or offer that at their place of business. There's fitness, there's childcare. I often wonder now with COVID and everybody working at home, how has that affected their performance levels, right? And making time for that.
It's interesting. The company that I support now through my coaching practice, they would fit that bill, to a T, is they've not only took care of their employees, but they, even when they were in the physical locations, they had, we know your work is hard and arduous, and it takes a lot out of you. So what can we do to help you succeed? Well, we can provide the child care. We can provide the health facility. We can provide educational programming around good, healthy eating and snacks. And so that's what sets the A game the gold players from the silver.
Going for gold and not settling for silver. They're going for the gold. So they're making sure every part, body, mind, and spirit. You've even got companies that are taking care of the mind. How can you continue to excel and succeed? Well, they're also bringing in programs about balance. Mm-hmm. And how are you taking care of your family? And they really do care about their families.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
Happy family, happy employee, right?
Right.
It really does come full circle. It's so good. Number 5 is master the power of mindset. So here we are talking about the mind, and we're shifting into the power of mindset. And I go back to a quote from Tony Robbins. He's often said 80% of your success, comes from your mindset, while 20% comes from strategy. Very, very powerful. And there's a reason in golf, they always say it's 90% mental, right? It's all about your attention and how your tension levels are relaxed. So you're creating all that effortless power. How are we creating effortless power in our businesses? Well, if you're planning to succeed, all the elements are falling into place so that you just keep going and you actually are checking off the list and succeeding.
Very good.
By not planning to succeed, you're planning to fail, right?
Right.
We want to win. We're all about expecting. And that's the other thing I love about Brady. He always expects to win. And it's great. But I can also talk about other sports athletes in that regard.
Michael Jordan, for example, comes to mind as he goes out and he expects to win. And even the team, whether you're Serena Williams, that's the sister that's been winning lately, I believe.
Sure.
Serena.
Tiger Woods in his prime. Hands down, was the best. Jack Nicklaus in his prime, hands down, the best. I mean, you look at any of these guys and women. I love the fact you brought in a female as well. Look at the Olympic athletes.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome.
Definitely.
Lesson number 6 is great leaders anticipate what's next and have great attention to details. So to be the best, you've got to focus on details, but it's also, it's interesting. You want to anticipate the needs. You want to anticipate the play at hand. Not only that, I know good coaches are anticipating what play is going to happen at the end of the game. What could potentially happen? And you practice that play over and over and over again, whether you're going to interrupt as a defensive player or whether you're going to set yourself up in a different play as an offensive player. In golf, it's all about setting yourself up to win over and over. And the details come in your practice, but knowing, okay, where are you going to miss the ball? It's not just about where you're going to hit it. And so you're anticipating how to play your best on that course for that given day. And just this weekend, Pebble Beach, Berger, 30-foot eagle for the win versus going into a playoff.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's great. And he said in a quote, I was so excited. I've worked so hard. It's so nice to see the results come. Anticipating well, attention to details creates a win. And then the last one is great coaching creates champions. There's a reason 75% of corporate CEOs now work with a coach. And so I invite the audience to a business breakthrough session. Happy to help because we all need a coach. You and I both have coaches. Anybody that's set up to succeed has their coaches lined up.
That philosophy, this practice, all these keys are very important, and one builds upon the other. But this last one, that resonates most fully for me is this idea of great coaching creates great champions. Is if whoever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're not coaching or being coached to help others, to help get help for you to succeed, then you are leaving a lot on the table, especially not only capability-wise, whether it's physical or mental capability, but you're also leaving a lot on the table of true potential because, we've got this feeling that, okay, well, I don't need anybody's help. It's all about me. And it's really not. You have to have a good team around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole reason we do it, we're talking about the mindset. I've had so many students in golf that have had the yips. I've had so many business coaching clients that are full of fear and anxiety. That's why I've gotten my NLP. That's why I've gotten my additional coaching. I want to keep leveling up so I can keep leveling up all of my clients and students to play their very best. Just like anybody else, we want to keep going for the gold and never settle for silver, Howard.
Of course. By the way, I'm racking my brain right now because I used this quote somewhere. I think it was last week, and I meant to email you, Andrée, and say, Andrée, I used this quote. I don't remember if I gave you credit for it, but I'll figure out where it was and give you credit for it.
I can't wait to see.
But it's we've been doing this for so long now that this going for the gold, don't settle for silver. I think I probably used it in a coaching conversation with a client of mine. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
It really is.
Andrée, a great Mindset Monday episode. These keys are so important because they're all, again, they tie together. You can't have just one key. You've got to go from all. And so absolutely essential. Andrée, if our listeners would like to learn more about you and your work, where are the best places for them to go?
Best place to go is my website, andreegolf.com. That's Andrée with 2 E's. I also have Facebook and LinkedIn sites.
Instagram and YouTube.
Howard, you're gonna, yes, and YouTube, absolutely, all of it.
So we will definitely provide, as usual, the backlinks to all of your social sites as well as your website, andreegolf.com. And, as every time we are together, I always learn something new, and it energizes me, and love having these conversations with you. And again, this is a really very, very important episode. And thank you so much for your wisdom and sharing this with our listening community.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. All right, folks, we have just been chatting with Andrée Martin, our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. Today's episode was 7 keys to win the game. And Andrée alluded to, I don't know if you caught it, but, if you would like to have a strategy session with Andrée, do reach out to her through her website, andreegolf.com. And perhaps it's on the leadership spectrum by itself. Perhaps it's sport. It doesn't have to be golf, but if it is golf, good for you, because you'll be in great hands. And, or reach out to her on her social sites, either via commenting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. And of course, we're going to provide all of those backlinks on our show notes on the Success Insight Podcast webpage. And leave your comment about today's episode. We'd love to hear from you. You can also find us on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages, successinsightpodcast.com, as well as the major podcasting platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, and we are everywhere. So we definitely want to hear from you. And we're going to have Andrée on a new series that we're kicking off on the great outdoors, because as you all know, golf is an outdoor sport. And so what better way to get an outdoor perspective than having Andrée back on a episode that kind of help us seed another series in the Success Insight podcast library. Okay, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day, and be safe. Practice social distancing, continue to wear your mask, and we will see you on the next episode of the Success Insight Podcast. Take care now.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.